It's a beautiful morning here at Little Finland. We slept great. The weather was beautiful. It was warm, and there was a full moon, so you could see everything. You could see all the landscape at night. This morning we're going to have pancakes for breakfast with some fruit and whipped cream, and it's going to be delicious. What do you think, Eric?
I'm hungry. Let's eat.
Me too. Let's eat.
Wow, that looks pretty doggone amazing.
Let's try it. Let's see how it tastes.
Pretty good.
With our stomachs full, it was time to pack up and head out on our third day of this epic adventure. It was hard to say goodbye to this unbelievable camp, but now that we know it's here, we'll definitely be back. This pup got worn out. He loved this camp. He ran for all he was worth, and now he's ready to move on to the next camp.
Today is the last day of our overland expedition, and we've got a lot of miles to cover to get to our final destination, so we need to get an early start if we're going to make it before nightfall. If you haven't seen our previous videos on this Gold Butte adventure route, check the description below for links. Our plan is to make it to St. George, Utah, in time for a nice steak dinner tonight, but I have a spoiler alert. One small decision made later in the day makes it so we miss dinner altogether and nearly have to call for a rescue. Stay tuned.
Today's adventure takes us to 7 Keyhole Slot Canyon, and we love slot canyons. They're beautiful, they're fun, adventurous, nice and cool when the weather's warm.
We're gonna go check it out.
It's gonna be fun. From like a steep hill to get you started. It's nice going down, but coming out afterwards is gonna be a burner.
For our first stop, we're making our way to the 7 Keyhole Slot Canyon to check out some Native American petroglyphs. As the crow flies, it's only about a mile from Little Finland. It's an easy drive on a rugged dirt road to the trailhead, and other than the steep hill at the beginning of the hike, it's an easy 1 mile round trip. Definitely worth a visit if you're in the area.
Oh, love it.
Even though it's often referred to as a slot canyon, 7 Keyholes is actually a joint or a fracture dividing two large rock masses. The canyon got its name because the cross-section looks like an old-fashioned keyhole turned upside down. And you can find several of these keyhole-shaped sections of the canyon throughout, although we didn't count to see if there were exactly 7. There is even a petroglyph panel chipped into the wall at the end of the canyon. Look at that.
What makes this hike even more rewarding and interesting are the weird, eroded features that can be found in the rocks just outside the entrance to the Slot Canyon. And since it's in the desert, if you decide to make a visit, we recommend doing so in spring or fall. But regardless of when you come, be sure to bring plenty of water because it's crazy how fast you can become dehydrated out here. Yuki, you know the way. Well, that was an awesome hike, and what we have left is that big hill, the big slog right out of this canyon. So let's do it. We got this. Up the hill, you can do it. We were expecting nothing but barren desert landscapes. But boy, Mother Nature had another surprise up her sleeve. We were delighted when we came across a grand display of wildflowers in full bloom, transforming this arid land into a vibrant paradise. And just as quickly as they appeared, the flowers were gone, and we were transported back to the rough desert terrain, complete with massive ancient Joshua trees. But even these magnificent trees were showing off as they rivaled the wildflowers with their own unique beauty. It seemed that every time we crested a hill, we were transported to a different landscape, just as unique and beautiful as the one before.
This road is super fun, really hilly, up and down, twists and turns. Fairly smooth. I mean, there are ruts, but no big rocks or anything. But it's just a lot of fun.
It's always fun to explore old mines and ghost towns, see how the miners lived, see what people did back then. And it's amazing how people were willing to live if they thought they were going to be rich. They were willing to live in the most horrific conditions. These mines weren't as bad as many that we've come across over the years, but even still it would be a challenging way to live. So, you know, you got to give these miners credit. They were going after a dream and wanted to become rich from it, and were willing to give up all their own comforts to do it. So not far away, just right over there, it looks like a propane tank. And then on the other side, we have a generator. So they were definitely generating their own power in this boxcar. At least that's what it looks like.
In the 1800s, mica was being mined and shipped from this area. But when gold was discovered in 1906, miners flocked to the area in search of riches, and by 1907, Gold Butte was booming with a speculated population of 2,000. When no significant deposits were found, the boom went bust, and by December 1910, most mining had completely halted.
There are trails all over going off into multiple different directions. This mining camp was literally all over these mountains. You could get really lost very easily.
Well, we're on a very narrow track right now, and we're having to scrape between brush, and so we're trying to, it's really fun to go fast on, but every once in a while you have to stop and squeeze between two overgrown bushes that have sharp thorns, so we're trying to avoid as much scratching as possible.
Found a cave over here. Ooh, looks like someone's been camping down here. Hopefully there's no wild animals in here. Oh, look at that. Rock looks like some kind of animal, like a sheep or something.
If you just cross the Arizona state line, and there are all these warning signs, travel at your own risk, and you know, there's no services out here. We're miles from anywhere, so we're on a kind of a washboardy road, but it's a good wide road. A little sandy, but a lot of fun to drive on. But we'll see what adventure it brings as we head deeper into Arizona.
Mystery of Pacoon Springs. We have no idea what this is. There's trails everywhere. We can see them. They're all marked with rocks and they're well worn. But when we got here, it was just a fence. And so one fence that led to another fence. We're not really sure what this trail is and why the cottonwoods are all fenced in. So we're going to try to figure it out. Okay, so we're going to check out this path and see if this one takes us anywhere. I went through the gate and I'm outside now. Let's see if there's another gate that takes us somewhere. Feels kind of like one of those creepy horror movies where you think you're going one place but you open a door to a wall. It's kind of how this feels. This trail literally just ends. Oh look, it's all blocked off. You're not supposed to go this way. Clearly that's not supposed to be part of the trail. What is this place? This trail leads up there to that trail. They're both fences, so what is this trail and where does it go? What are we supposed to be looking at?
It's pretty gnarly in there. There's really sharp thorns, lots of thick brush.
Did you find a spring?
No, I did see some water, but I didn't find the spring.
So the mystery of Pacoon Springs remains.
Has not been solved.
Well, it turns out the mystery of Pacoon Springs isn't really a mystery. In the 1980s, a man named Chuck Simmons bought the property and introduced an eclectic array of creatures to the area, including an alligator, 500 ostriches, plus burros and pigs. Pacoon Springs obviously is a very different place now that Chuck's animals are gone. Today, the springs are part of a comprehensive rehabilitation project to restore the area to its natural habitat. Oh wow, so yeah, this road that we're on would take us back to Whitney Pocket where we started yesterday.
Oh, it's just right there.
That's not the way we're going though. We've already been there.
We go over the mountains.
We're going over the mountains. We're heading over to Utah. Well, Nevada, then Utah.
Well, as they say, hindsight is 20/20. If we would have taken that road back to where we started yesterday, we could have avoided 8 hours of hell. Stay tuned for the dramatic conclusion of our epic adventure and see what happens when we find ourselves on an unplanned route. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that button now and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss it. We have Gaia maps, we have all the tools, and yet somehow we thought, oh, let's shave off some time by telling us or following what our Toyota GPS says. It's going to be quicker. Never do that. What a mistake. And yeah, we have no knowledge of the condition of the road ahead, so let's hope we can make it through. This road is destroyed by flash floods. This is insane. It's probably the worst road we've ever driven, to be honest.
This is a white knuckle ride.
This is going to be really narrow, but I'm afraid we have no choice.
Say this is scary, sketchy, life-threatening. It's all of those things. See, we are teetering on the brink of disaster.
You think we can make it?
We're gonna hit. It's happening right now. Oh no.